day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Take a seat and I will recite you a tale of bold adventures spanning both sides of the veil.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to 1 to Go Studios coverage of the 2021 Spring and Summer Lightspeed Racing League Wilder Graphics Cup Series, presented by Gridfinder, Wilder Graphics, The Butt Kicker, Sim Speed Shops, and Track Time Entertainment. Tonight, we bring you coverage of Round 5, live from the Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. I'm Harold Darner for 1 to Go Studios. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Right back here after giving that commercial back to the Wilder Graphics guys. Check them out on Facebook for your paints. Take a ride on the wild side with Wilder Graphics. They're tonight's presenting sponsor. Check out tonight's information here as Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Looking for a travel experience, either at home area, the staycation, vacation, cruise around the world. Check out Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. They're providing the weather tonight for the Wilder Graphics. 150, partly cloudy, the air temperature 78, 111 degrees on the track, very hot, relatively humidity only 55%. The winds are slightly out of the north, 2 miles. Provided by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. Throw up qualifying times that are already out there. Very hot track tonight. Seeing these cars wanting to step out on the guys coming off of turn number 4. Followed by the Daytona Road Course. So we've got a lot of racing still ahead in this league. Current points leader is Derek Garrison, who is on the top of the leaderboard right now, the number 1 machine. Christopher Converse, who's won the last 2. Joe Causey, Greg Holt, and Landon Quisenberry are your top 5 in standings thus far. The 1 mile raceway is asphalt in the late afternoon conditions here. 150 laps for 150 miles. Fixed setups, no fast repairs, 80% fuel. Got the tires that are on the car and 5 more sets in the pit stalls. Lucky dog in effect. Bull sitter will receive the Sweatless cap, or put a cap on that, presented by the Sweatless guys. Let's send it over to the Sweatless. It looks like we're finishing up our qualification. So that would mean pole sitter has been given. So put a cap on that. Pole award goes to Derek Garrison in the number 1 ride. He'll be receiving a hat from the Sweatless Group at Rye Technology. Derek Garrison, 27,171 for the pole for tonight's race at Phoenix 150. As our gridding, so let's go through the grid here. Derek Garrison inside of row 1. Outside him is Cameron Hearn in the 15 car. Jimmy Weaver inside row 2. Outside him, Christian Converse in the 90. Aaron Hearn inside of 3. Outside him is Andrew Ascendon. Oh, get it right. I'm not kid. Greg Holt inside of 4. Ira Kohlhaas in the 29 machine outside of 4. Inside row 5, Hermes Sadler. Continue Lovers number 9. Joseph Causey in the 3 car outside of him in row 5. Row 6 inside. Harrison Chandler. Outside of him is Landon Quisenberry. Sean Huffstudler and Michael Cooper in row 7. Row 8 is Jeff Converse and Anthony Giuliano. Rolling out the end of the field here is Leonard Frost and Andy Briganti, number 9. 18 cars will be taking green flag for the Wilder Graphics 150 at the Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. That was provided to you by the Grid Finder. Find your place on the grid. Racing being done off the corner here. The guys taken to the pass here. And we're off to green flag racing. Go back up to our race leader, Derek Garrison. Having a little bit of an issue with our paint system. That back running. So, taking a little longer than it should have, but there's Derek Garrison in the number 1 machine, and he's off to the early race lead. Derek Garrison, race leader. See him coming around for lap number 2. So Garrison, Converse, and Hearn. Weaver, now Andrew Fessenden has moved on up there in that 162, being followed by Jimmy Weaver. Battle back here with Quisenberry and Harrison Chandler, like Sean Huffstedler and Anthony Giuliano all there with him. Cameron Hearn fastest lap. The Anthony going underneath Sean there and backs out. Single file. Must be a slight over there. See how the car's pretty much single file. One car looked like dived down. Got some smoke in the off of turn number 3 there. It looks like it was off the through, so we're still green. There you go. We got Garrison still leading this event. Three-tenths lead to Garrison. Converse following in tow. 6 laps being worked on here. Cloud cover's moving a little bit out of the way, so we get a little bit brighter sunlight here. Very strange. We saw a nice overhead cloud there. Maybe cooled the track off a little bit. 6 cars separate the front 2 drivers. Is Christian Converse, who's won the last 2 races in the division. Clouds are continuing to move, and now the sun's back out, baking the track here in the desert. Lap 7 of 150. And now Christian Converse putting in right there with the number 1 machine, Garrison. I said earlier, the Grid Finder was providing the starting lineup for tonight. Grid Finder is the home of online racing communities. Browse hundreds of leagues racing on all gaming platforms across every racing sim every day of the week across the globe. Browse through over 1,000 leagues racing on iRacing, Aesthetic Corsa, ACC, R Factor 2, F1 2020, and more. Looking for a commentator or streamer for your racing broadcast, or a designer for your next livery? Grid Finder has all the talent in one place. Do you run a sim racing league? Make sure you upload your community to Grid Finder so that more like-minded sim racers will find you. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it's free. Grid Finder. Find your place on the grid. So 10 of 150 being worked on here with battle for first between the 90 and the number 1. It's Garrison and Converse. And Hearn in the 15 machine is about 6/10 back in the 3rd spot. Everyone is feeling the car out as we're going to have competition caution at 30, at the end of lap 30. Anthony Giuliano is going to be our in race car driver tonight. We'll look at him here. Him in race and him with his VR headset in that bottom right-hand corner there. A pretty good shot, and watch the wheel in his hand and how synced it is with the one in the game. Like internet slow spot there, but much you can see how that's working. So we'll let Anthony get back to racing. Harrison and Converse still battling for first. 4/10 separate. Turn back a little bit further. So Garrison, Converse are your race leaders. Oh, and Hearn sliding out of turn number 1. Hold on to that, buddy. Cameron Hearn there, entering 3, and that car is sliding through that corner. $15 laps down as we're moving to 30 for our first competition caution. Be a good time to run through our field. This is the number 1 of Garrison, your race leader. Followed by the Christian Converse and the 90 machine. Second. Cameron Hearn, 15. And third. Fourth, Andrew Ascendon, the 162 ride tonight. Fourth, a new face for us. Aaron Hearn, the 91 Surge machine. Next to that, Jimmy Weaver in the number 8 machine. Greg Holt, 03 in a Performance Sim Sport. Joe Causey, another Performance Sim Sport driver in the A spot in the number 3 machine. Landon Quisenberry in 75 in the 9th spot at AP's Hot Chicken. Virginia's for Lovers, that's Hermie Sadler in the number 9 machine with that Black Magic Designs logo on that machine. Hermie is the number 9 and 10th spot. Harrison Chandler is in the Autism Awareness Puzzle car in the 193. Another new face. 11. 12th to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Sean Huff, still their 94 machine, currently in the 12th spot. Anthony Giuliano in the Sweatless is in 13th in the 17 machine, as you see the car side step out there. 13th is Andy Briganti, Lamborghini. Ira Kohlhaas is in that number 29 machine. 15th spot. Jeff Converse, 96, 16th. And Leonard Frost in the number 11 machine. The Nova Disc Golf ride in 17th. So that's running through your field. 17 drivers took to the green flag. We'll go back to the front, see what's going on up here. 20 laps completed. Well, 10 more to the competition caution. Give these guys a little bit of a break. Much single file all the way around as we're looking off at turn number 1. See how the sun is reflecting off of those windshields. Nice track level camera here in the back stretch. You see the cones that they're not allowed to go up underneath. Converse continuing to follow Garrison, 8/10 separation. Now the 162 of Andrew Ascendon has moved up into third, but he's 2.5 seconds behind Converse. Derek Garrison on the front camera as we pull these guys out. They're coming in the front stretch. Gap there, all the drivers. High above him, look like lap traffic starting to come off of turn number 1. The back stretch there. Garrison continuing to pace the field, 8/10 in the lead. If you're watching any of our streams, please give us a shout out. Who you following? Who you like to win the race? Where are you from? Interactive show. 25 of 150 as Garrison continues that 8/10 of a league away from everyone else. Let's try to see if I can find a little bit closer racing on the raceway. Like Causey and Holt are pretty much one behind the other here. And that's the closest I see on the racetrack right now. Chandler here with Sadler. Quisenberry. 9 in the 75 ride there. Very hot track. Caution is out. Back it up here. You can find what's going on here. And Hearn on that one. Round goes the 15 off of turn number 1. There, Jeff Converse, Frost also have some. If they were involved, but just looped it there. So AB are petition yellow, but early. Set them all up. See what the guys are gonna do here. Watching pit lane. Tonight's top 5. Right now we have Garrison Weaver, Christian Converse, Aaron Hearn. This is cycling through, so we're not getting good here. The Sim Speed Shops and the Butt Kicker 2 are going to be providing our information here. As we're going to take that top 5 off because we are cycling through the pace laps here. Let's talk about Sim Speed Shop. They provided the first lap. Was that in? Sorry about that, guys. Sim Speed Shop specializes in custom sim racing hardware. Sim Speed Shops manufactures sim racing hardware utilizing the best components available, as well as mixing in real-life racing components when available. Customize your hardware and rig today. Visit www.simspeedshop.com today. They're all on pit lane here. Everybody went. Nobody stayed out. Get the race off of pit road. Looks like Converse be the first one off. Let that cycle us through here. Let's hear from the butt kicker.
Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
As the man said, be sure to use that code LSRL. Save you a little bit of that cheddar. 20% off is big dollars, man. So right now, it looks like we're starting to line everybody back up to go back green flag racing. Play the start here, man. And the 15 machine was issued a self-spin lap 20. That would be EOL penalty. Bikes are still on the pace car. There's our top 5. Converse, Garrison, Senden, Hearn, and Weaver. 5 here. By Sim Speed Shot and the Butt Kicker 2. Feel what you've been missing. LSRL Wilder Graphics. 30 laps of 150. Wilder Graphics 150. Race summary. First caution, 3 laps, 17 drivers. Cameron Hearn, the fastest car, but Christian Converse is leading the way for the Wilder Graphics 150. As presented by Track Time Entertainment. They're located in Texas, build custom driving simulators with a personal touch. Rigs are fully customizable with color options and utilize 80/20 US extruded aluminum. These rigs offer a wide range of adjustability, as well as different options of wheel shifters and keyboards. We're back up running. You can dream it. Track Time Entertainment can make it for you. Head on over there, check those guys out. We're back to Green Flag Racing. The number 90 machine is your race leader. Converse Garrison, Ascendant Beaver. Garrison now the fastest car on the track. That 27.301. He was your pole sitter. That monster 90 machine of Christian Converse leading the way to the flag here, lap 33. Some cars a little bit further back there. It looks like Holt and Aaron Hearn side by side. Put a little bit of racing here. The 03 underneath the 91 up to the cones. Entering turn number 3. They're side by side here. You can see them through the catch fence. 03's all the way down there. They go single file off the corner. Now the 3 car underneath of Aaron Hearn. He'll make that pass pretty easily, and 91 will tuck in. Everybody still on the lead lap. Everybody with fresh sets of tires. Race leader Christian Converse with Derek Garrison in tow. Garrison's 3/10 behind race leader number 90 of Christian Converse. Converse, your leader, followed by 3 car lengths for is Garrison. Garrison fell back a little bit more than that. Have to see where he went. Converse may be better off with turn number 1 because we saw Garrison fall back. He's right back there with him there. Here's your leader, Christian Converse. Garrison right behind him. 90 in that number 1 machine. 38 laps being as they come around here for the stripe. Underneath our flag man they go. 38 down. Our 1 caution. Single file pretty much all the way around the racetrack. Like one groove right now for these racers. See our leaders come into view here. All the way up to the top of the hill coming off of turn number 1. Turn number 3 heading to the stripe here. A lot lower, not going all the way up to the wall off of turn 3. Some guys are going a little higher than others. Harrison continues to pressure race leader Converse. This is your battle for first. We'll look to the outside as we have the nose cam there with Garrison not able to make the pass. Made that attempt there while we were at the nose cam. Our next competition, caution 65. 23 laps. Competition. All right, continue to watch these guys here. 2/10. So they're pretty much spreading all the way out around the racetrack. Let's go to Hearn, who's right there with Hearn, and Quisenberry now. So both the Hearn brothers and Landon Quisenberry are live here. Quisenberry in the 91 machine. Converse still ahead of Derek Garrison. Continuing to work, 46 of 150. They're starting to spread them out even further now, so might have burned up a little bit. Let's go back to Joe Causey in that 3 machine. We're starting to see a little bit of work here with Aaron Hearn coming up behind these guys. Causey and Holt in front of Aaron Hearn. Still working these guys here. It's lap number 50 of 150. Aaron Hearn on the outside of the 3 machine. Cameron Hearn on the outside of the 3. Going to make that pass on the outside, or at least make the attempt. He takes to the inside here on the backstretch. Hearn on the outside of the 3, coming into turn number 3. It looks like he's got what he needs to make the pass completed there as he comes back down in front of that 3 car. 51 laps will be completed here as a 150, so we're a third of the way in. Competition caution will be out at 65. Hearn working through the field as he was put down to the end of the longest line to the self-spin that brought out the first caution. He was basically set his sights now as he passed Jimmy Weaver on that 0-3 machine. Caution is out. Turns around. Let's see if we can back it up here. See what happened. Hearn dives it down and died to 3 there. It looks like turn number 1 and around to the track and gets into another car. But race control says that one. Race. Race leader Number 90 of Christian Converse there. That window of the pace car. Some people have moved down pit lane. It looks like the 162 of Andrew Ascendon in the 162. First car down pit lane, and Holt went with him. Jimmy Weaver, Quisenberry, Chandler, Causey, Adler, Converse, Bergani, Hearn all went in. So your top 7 from here to Leonard Frost elected to stay out. Going there will be another caution in 10 laps. So we'll see what they do here. Joel on the 91 machine. Contact. Contact as we saw with the 91 and the 3. For EOL. '56 of 150s. Back to Green Flag Racing. Have time here to overcast. All the cars coming out of pits behind the pace car. His car is off. Proof cam of our race leader. He'll have the green on him. Looks like we wave the green. Pace car's going to come back and get the field again. Race control did not like the way they are lined up. Held the green flag. We will go back to green flag racing with 57 laps down. 93 left to run. If you're watching in any of our streams, give us a shout out. Let us know who you're following, who you're watching. Camera saying his folks are watching on YouTube. But here we go. We're going to fire this off. We'll try it one more time. From the top of the Monster 90 machine of Christian Converse as he goes into turn number 1. To the top there, you see the cone that they must stay on the right side of the cone. They'll get a penalty. Back down turn number 3 to complete a lap here. Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. Running today in the desert. Be the top 3 now. Cameron Hearn back in the 3rd position. As you saw Eric Garrison get a little loose off of turn number 1 in the door for the 15 car as they're battling for 2nd. Cameron Hearn on the inside entering turn 3s all the way on that yellow line. Number 1 gives the position up. Cameron Hearn now fighting past the number 1 at the 162 of Andrew Ascendon, who has those fresh set of tires, is racing up through the field as he's caught the number 1, Derek Garrison. There he goes around him. Give him 3rd. That 162's marching through the field as he's now in the back of the 15. He's going to dive low at the stripe. 162 passing the 15 rather easily as we've worked in lap 61. 65, we will throw the competition caution. 90 at 162. There's the 162 on the back of the number 90 machine. He goes to the inside. You see him there underneath the number 90. New leader, 162. We're still green. 65, we will have a competition caution. The 162 easily working his way through the field with a fresh set of tires. Andrew Essendon in the 162 machine, your race leader, off to about a half a second lead over Christian Converse and Cameron Hearn. We now see Harrison Chandler, who also has fresh tires, is now up to the 4th spot in that Autism Awareness Puzzle 193 car. Put him up in the 4th spot. See now Hearn and Converse are within his sights as we enter into turn number 1. Looking on the 193. One-tenth behind Cameron Hearn, 64 lap worth here. So at the end of the next lap, out the yellow when the leader comes across the line. One more lap, so our competition caution is thrown. Back up to race leader, the 162. Who's coming around here. When he crosses the line, they will throw the competition cautions. There he is in the bottom part of the screen. Nobody around him. He crosses the line. Competition caution is out. While we do pit stops and all, let's check out the presenting sponsor, Wilder Graphics. Alright, if you're looking for a paint, delivery, helmet, anything, ride on the wild side, check out Wilder Graphics on Facebook. Give them your ideas, let them put it on the car. It's a new season, new duds is a must. The 11 cars stay out. That's Leonard Frost. Everybody else down pit lane. Watching race leaders come on to pit lane for servicing, and there's that 162 race leader. Up on the right sides there. Car off, Christian. It's 162. That's Ascending. That Converse right behind him. Joe Causey stayed out behind that 11 machine. I guess. Oh, Leonard Frost not on the lead lap. So leading currently is Joe Causey in that 3, but it looks like he has quite a bit of damage on that front car. You see that front left part of the hood is wrinkled up. Need to get that looked at. Wilder Graphics logo on the back of Frost's car. Trying to see if we can see that damage from this angle. Barely see it. Going around, you can see a little bit there. Damage on that number 3 machine, Joe Causey. One to go. Frost will be ushered around the pace car. Line it up. Ready to go again. This is the end of our competition cautions. There goes Frost. So Causey will be on the inside with Ascendon the outside. He has Joe Causey must have pitted just before the caution came, showing that he is the tires as everyone else. How the 3 failed to do that? Got a gas and go. The 162, the 193, 90. Cameron Hearn and Jimmy Weaver, top 6 drivers, currently shown. Three fires off, is the race leader. Oh, contact between the 162 and the 90 machine. Will bring out the caution. So 90 heavy damage there. Let's try to see what happened. We'll back it up. Start there. See how they call this one. Looks like the 90 was already on the inside, and the 162. Oh, looks like the 90 did not have it there. We'll see what they say. Heavy contact between 2 of the favorites so far, 90s led laps, and that 162 as well. It allows Joe Causey to maintain the lead here. What happened there? I heard something. Happened to number 90 machine. Oh, that's not gonna make people very happy, right? That was retaliation. You don't do that in this league. I know that will be the last time. Andrew Ascendon will most likely issue a severe penalty. As he was removed from the race, retaliation. Definitely allow that. Like racing league, penalties would have been issued, and that not take it. So that puts the 193 ounces of awareness Harrison Chandler in the 2nd spot. That was too bad. It took out 2 very good race cars, the 90 and the 162. Christian Converse has won 2 back-to-back races here, basically taken out of competition by another driver that will earn a trip to the trailer between his actions in the race. So we're packed behind the pace car, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. At the stripe at the go, we'll have 75 laps remaining. So we're cross flags, and the green will come out at the same time to race leader Joe Causey. The 193. He has control, so when he fires off, it's green flag, green, green here, and the 193 stays up high. The 8 of Jimmy Weaver down low. Aaron Hearn behind the 193. 3 using that high line to his advantage off the corner. Those are Aaron Hearn trying to make it 3 wide, and he backs out, not wanting to do that this early in the run. The 0-3 underneath Aaron Hearn, and the 8 below the 193 as we have races now for the second spot and the 4th spot. They're 2 by 2 all the way back to 5th. Feeling the number 3 in here. You see Chandler and that 193 up to the top. He's going to back out. Let the 115 and the 0-3 fight a little bit. He definitely gets the better off of that corner. And he has to deal with the guys through the short chute. It looks like Aaron Hearn has gotten by him there. The 193 falls back in line. High in between the 15 and the 1 of Garrison was our pole sitter. Aaron Hearn all over the back of the 0-3 as he's on the inside. Going to the cones there on the back stretch. Return number 3, the 15 underneath the 0-3. 15 has his sights now on the number 8 of Jimmy Weaver. .03 and the 3 almost make contact. Base of action with the 0-3 and Aaron Hearn underneath the 8 and the 3 on that corner off of turn 1. He's the new race leader, Cameron Hearn. Plan B sales ride. F15 leading the way here on lap number 80. Crossing the stripe will have 70 laps remaining in the event. Hearn starting to pull away from Jimmy Weaver. 4/10. Him and Weaver. Back to Causey in that 3 is just getting really busy right here. There's Landon Quisenberry underneath the 3. Those old tires. 2 tires. Ira Kohlhaas has 7-lap tires. That might have been an advantage. 75 into 3. The damage on that 3 machine is definitely causing him to go back down the field. 17 to Anthony Giuliano in the 8th spot, looking underneath the 3. He's there underneath, dives into the corner. The 3 stays high, gives that position up. Anthony up to the 7th spot, and at number 17, Sweatless ride. Right, Derek Garrison in the 0-3 of Holt doing battle in the corner here. This is for the 3rd spot. In that 0-3 ride. Jimmy Weaver is able to get away from these guys as they continue to do battle. 1.5 seconds is the lead for Cameron Hearn. Starting to spread this racetrack out some. Give us a chance to go back through our field. Our race cars. That is race leader Cameron Hearn. and B Sales 15 ride. Jimmy Weaver in 8 Blackstone is in second. Greg Holt third in the 03 Performance Sim Sport ride. Eric Garrison in the A-Shock Performance Energy number 1 in fourth. Chandler in the Autism Awareness 193 is in the 5th spot. And the Quisenberry 75. That's that JP's Hot Chicken. He's in 6th. Giuliano in the Sweatless 17 ride, 7th. Ira Kohlhaas in the RJS Automotive 29 Camaro is in 8th. Joe Cosby, one of those performance sim sport riders, 3 in 9th spot. Shane Hofstadler in the St. Jude's Research Hospital Survivor car there, 94 in 10th. Kenny Bergani in the Lamborghini 13 is in 11th. Aaron Hearn in the Surge 91 is in 12th. Jeff Converse in the 96 Alarm Technology Security System. And Hermie Sadler in the Virginia is for Lovers for 9 PL1. Leonard Frost in his Nova Disc Golf Ford in 15th. He scored 2 laps down. Christian Converse and Andrew Fessenden are out of the race. Rundown. Back to the Cameron Hearn. 2.6 seconds in the lead. We see how far he is. He's in turn 1 and the guy's just past the stripe. Huge lead to race leader at this point. And run here, we can start seeing some action here. The 94 and the 3 machine. Spread out all the way around the racetrack right now. Hearn there. 3 seconds now is the lead to Hearn. Coming off the last corner, front stretch. See everybody single file, one behind the other. Bring in turn 3 and the short shoot back here off of 2. Crossing the line to complete 92 of 150. So 58 laps remaining. If you're watching, give us a shout out. I'd like to have a interactive crowd to talk to you while you're in here. Drivers do go back and watch these races. So show them a little bit of love. Type something in there and we'll comment back and forth with it. Who's your favorite racer? Who you rooting for? Favorite paint scheme? We're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live at Wendigo Studios, and on the Lightspeed Racing League's Facebook Live page as well. Race leader is now 5 seconds over Derek Garrison, who's now moved up into the 2nd spot. There's Garrison in the number 1 A shot. 5.2 seconds behind race leader Cameron Hearn. Race summary by Track Time Entertainment. The Wilder Graphics 150 as we're working the end of 95 here. We have 4 cautions, 2 were competition cautions, 15 laps, 17 racers started the event. 15 on the track. Derek Garrison in that number 1 ride. Fastest car on the track, 27.301. Getting kind of busy behind Garrison, right behind Weaver. Brandon Helm says Quisenberry is better than Cameron Hearn. Change my mind. Oh, shout out to Quisenberry from the YouTube universe. Go back here and we'll see that 6th spot is where Landon is in the JP's Hot Chicken 75 machine. As we're working lap 98. We'll have 52 laps remaining in the event. Come around the stripe here. All the cars are pretty much spanned out. Not a lot of battles going on right at this point. I expect that to change not too far off from now. Gonna have to probably do 1 pit stop under the green if we continue to go green flag racing. We've been green flag since the 2nd competition caution at 66. Since lap 75, I believe, is when we went back to green flag racing. And some of these guys are going to want to split that difference at 75. That'd be 38 laps or so, and we're at 32. So start seeing, I would believe we might see some guys start coming down here pretty soon to get some green flag servicing done. 100th lap being worked by Cameron Hearn. He just crosses and finishes 100. 50 laps left. Race leader Cameron Hearn off in front of Garrison by 5 seconds. Last lap time's up there. Harrison a 10th faster. Front 2 guys are at least 2/10 faster than the rest of the field. Ira Kohlhaas has the best set of tires out on the raceway with 6 laps better than the front 6. Two of 150 worked on by that 15 car. See if we can find something. We have Jimmy Weaver, Kohlhaas, and Quisenberry. Looked like we had some guys on top of one another here, so trying to see if we can find a little bit of a fight going on this raceway as we're kicking it in the desert here at the Phoenix Raceway in Avondale. 103 of 150. There's Ira Kohlhaas looking on the inside of Jimmy Weaver. He's going to stay on the high side, let Ira under the inside, and see if he can complete the pass here. Enters in the corner, a little bit more speed, and he backs it down. It's going to look for a crossover here. Not going to quite get there, or give the position to Ira. Ira moves up to the 6th spot. Wow, Cameron's able to type in the lead. Now, that's impressive. He's in YouTube, and he's fast. Quisenberry. I sure hope that's not typing. That's just some kind of speak typing. Because, you know, he's up in the front of this race here with a good lead. Still, I don't know if I'd be typing. Especially he's in VR. Gosh sake. .105 of 150 being worked upon by the race leader of the 15, Cameron Hearn. He's now caught up to the back of Jeff Converse, just outside of our view here. Showing off is what he's doing. I can drive and I can type. Brandon Holmes calling Mr. Cameron a show off as you see him coming into the 96's view. The rearview mirror looks like for that 96 machine as he goes high and lets Cameron around. Looks like Garrett Garrison is making progress. He's now cut the lead down to 4.3 seconds. Last laps were pretty close to even. Dealing with that lap traffic may have slowed Cameron Hearn down enough to let Derek Garrison get a little closer. Garrison's going to have to deal with it as well. 4.5 seconds back there. Let's go to Cole Haas. Like he's working there with Quisenberry. 75. So this is 5th and 6th. So battle for 5th. 29, 75. The 193 is getting up there with Harrison Chandler in the 4th spot. They're catching up to him. Oh, Kohlhaas slides the car out of turn 2, but keeps it moving forward. Going to lose some positions, but doesn't look like the caution is going to come out. No real big damage at that 29. Oh, the 17 hits the wall. He was evading 29 machine. I recall now the caution. Mind might have actually brought the caution out because I don't think any of the other things I saw would have really reason for it to come out. I recently must have thrown the caution. Definitely had the caution there. Cameron Hearn, your race leader. I think everybody's be coming down pit lane right now. Like it. Everybody coming down for the 96 of Converse and Frost. Cars that are down a lap elect to stay out. The Cameron Hearn leading the pack to the pit lane. Be sure 4 tires will be the order around the track. Watch the 1, the 15, and the 8 get their services. There's up. Left side, all 3 of these guys. Hearn off. 1 right behind him. '17 tail spin in the 109. Go back and find that. I don't know. Kohlhaas as he went around. Evasive action for Kohlhaas. They're issuing QL for the 17. 9. All right, so we'll get back up and look at the race leaders here. All right, Cameron, drive the car. Text war going with the first place car and one of our viewers on YouTube. Brandon Helm and Cameron are talking to one another, texting. Text battle going on. Still don't know how Cameron could be that fast in typing. All right, pace car is off. We'll be starting on 1:15. 36 laps left in the race. Everybody should be good to the end. See who's going to push the car this time. As we know, Cameron got off to a huge lead last time. 6 seconds at one time, as Derek Garrison's not looking to let him get out like he did last time. And there's Derek Garrison getting right to about a half a car length behind the 15 car. Garrison underneath the 15. Looks like Hearn's just going to let him go. Worry about getting him a little later in the run. One down low, the 15 running the middle groove through the corner. New race leader is Garrison. Hearn getting the better entry into turn 1. Hearn is on the high side. Number 1 of Garrison falls back into second spot behind the 15. 03 of Greg Holt entering the picture here. Jimmy Weaver a little bit sideways coming off of 3. Oh. Kevin Hearn, fastest car on the track, 27:12. His last lap. .118 of 150 down. .32 laps remaining in the event tonight. Don't give him too. But Brandon says that it's not Cameron who's not typing, it's his agent. We'll have to ask Cameron at the end of the race to see if that's true. I would be thoroughly impressed if Cameron's actually typing. And the fact is, he's also being able to see what's being typed in YouTube. That's a little strange, too. Sure how he's able to do that. So Cameron Hearn, still your race leader. He's got about a 2/10 lead, about 3 car lengths over the number 1 of Derek Garrison and Greg Holt. And we got a whole second back to Chandler in the 193 machine. "30 laps to go. Hearn, Garrison, and Holt. They're not letting Hearn to get away like he did last time, so they're staying right up on him. The 1 and the 03 now challenging Hearn The number 1 car looking low, gonna fall behind the 0-3 now, looking low behind the 1. Its first 3 cars are within a couple car lengths of each other. (15-1) into 0-3, the biggest battle on the racetrack right at the moment. Now Cameron Hearn's starting to stretch it out. 3/10 over Garrison, with Holt right behind them. Hearn, Garrison, and Holt. 1.3 seconds behind Holt is Chandler and Quisenberry, your top 5. Garrison not letting Hearn get away like he did last time. Hearn, Garrison, Holt, Chandler, Quisenberry, Causey, Ira Kohlhaas. Hearn and Hofstadler and Hermes Sadler now moves up to the 10th spot. Hearn a little bit sideways coming out that corner there, allowing the 1 to catch up. 3/10 is the separation between 1 and 2. Garrison right there as we're looking at the separation between the front 3 cars. Garrison riding that high line all the way off of turn number 1. Garrison's sitting right 3/10 behind race leader of Cameron Hearn. Their battle for the top spot. 15-1. 0-3 now, also making sure that we don't forget about him. This is Greg Holt. 25 laps left. Hearn getting all the way down in turn 2, all the way down to the cones. Garrison and Hearn, 2/10 separation, couple car lengths. 128 of 150. Hearn all the way down to the cones, whereas Garrison is taking more of a middle off. There's Hearn, Garrison. Further than back there is Holt. I think Holt's just kind of watching what's happening in front of him. 15-1-0-3, top 3. And that 129, an orange cone flying off there. Holt getting in the picture again. He's starting to cut that lead down between Garrison. So, about 2/10, then 2/10, then all the way back 1.2 to Chandler. First spot. Garrison now on the back of the 15 car. Across the line here, we'll have 20 laps remaining. And from Holt's perspective, the battle between the top 2 drivers. Garrison continuing to put pressure on Hearn. (15-1) there. 1:03 of Greg Holt just outside the picture there. Like Garrison looking to hit that one turn better so they can make a move. So he was better off at turn 1. So now entering the turn 1, there's that big gap. And after here, he tends to be off a little bit better. Down to turn number 2 here. Cameron's really not falling off at all. But it looks like maybe the number 1 is just better in turn 3 here. This lap. Last lap looked like he was better off at corner 1. That time it was corner 3. Looks like the 1's changing his line to try to find a way to reel in the 15, Cameron Hearn. As these two are continuing to fight for the top spot. Holt, now Chandler has moved up to 6/10 behind Craig Holt. That 193 autism colored car. Caution is out. Back in replay, see if I'm able to find that here. Beaver and Aaron Hearn. Doesn't look like it was anything to do with Jimmy Weaver, so have to wait to see what they find. There's lots of guys going out into pit lane. Once we cross this right there, it'll be 14 laps to go. So probably the time we get to green, it'll be 10 to go. Girl is letting me know there's a self spin on the 96. Jeff Converse, who's already a lap down. 15 off first, a 0-3 second. Not sure if Garrison was able to get the third spot. We'll see how scoring gets him lined up. Drivers coming off on here with the pace car. Yellow lights on the pace car as they come through turn 1. Self spin of the 96 brought us out our caution. 96, they're on pit lane. Our short shoot camera here. Running by at base speed. Definitely a lot different when they're up at full speed. The lights are off on the pace car. But we'll have 11 laps to go when we go back to green. Cameron Hearn will lead them off of the corner. Once the race car leaves, is left up to the 15 to bring us back. The 15 fires it off. On the loud pedal, the 15 goes on the inside. Through turn number 1. Race leader, Cameron Hearn, followed by Greg Holt, and Garrison. And then number 1 car looking at the inside. A little contact there. And the one's going to go underneath the cones. I don't know if that's what that's going to do for him, because that's not usually a good thing. We are continuing to go green flag, but the 1 car is all the way back into 5th and continue to going back. Probably given a black flag by iRacing, cutting the cones there. 141 being worked on here, so we're at 10 laps to go. Caution is out. And in Quisenberry, we can find exactly what happened. For the 91, heavy contact. The 3 gets into the 75. So does the 13. Okay, so we will stack them back up. Looks like it'll be a 5-lap shootout to end this event. They do have 1 green-white checker attempt if it is needed. So Hearn, Holt, Chandler, Causey, and Hustedler now your top 5. Then Weaver, Sadler, Garrison, Olhaus, and Giuliano. Sadler entering the pits. Maybe he's going to try to get some fresh set of tires. See what he can do working. That was Hermie. Hit link. Right side's going on. Left side's going on. So Hermie Sadler, 4-tire change here. We'll go back out in the 11th position. Has no damage on his car. How pretty that thing still looks. Son of Phoenix. Hermie Sadler. Cameron Hearn is still your race leader. Caution lights are still on the pace car. They'll be on. If they go off next time, we'll have 5 laps to go, so it'll be a 5-lap shootout. Aaron Hearn disconnected. $14 cars on the racetrack. 14 cars still connected to service. 13 cars on the lead lap and on the raceway. Frost, Jeff Converse are both in the pit, so 12 cars crew. Hermie Sadler with a fresh set of tires, as well as Landon Quisenberry. A lot of damage in the last. Hermie Sadler with the freshest tires lines up in 11th behind Andy Brigani at 13th. Backing it up. Still on. They are off, so we will be going back to green flag racing at this lap. So Hearn will be firing off. As soon as that car gets out of his way, he can bring us back. 5 laps to go when we take the green. 15, 0-3, the 193, the 3, the 94, the 8, 1, 29 to 17 to 13, top 10, 5-lap shootout, short track racing, big cup cars. 0-3 has to back out where the 15 fires us off there because he can't pass the leader until he starts the green. 193 and a 0-3 make a little bit of contact in the back there. It allows Hearn to get off to almost a half a second lead over the rest of the field. Holt and Chandler doing battle in the second spot. And the 3 is also there, so the 0-3 and the 193 side by side for second. We're working a lap with 4 to go here. 4 laps to go. 0-3 and 193, the 3 and 1 of Garrison. Four laps to go. Hearn out to an 8/10 lead. '93 looking on the inside of the 0-3 off the final corner. The 1 and the 3 side by side at the stripe. 3 laps to go. Cameron Hearn puts the fastest lap out on the track, 27:054. 0-3, the 193. Now Garrison moving up to the 4th spot. Three laps to go. 2 sticks up in the air for 2 to go being given to Cameron Hearn. 2 to go. Starting to see the field spread out, but Cameron Hearn off to a whole second ahead of Greg Holt. Harrison Chandler and Garrison doing battle for the 3rd spot will stay here. Crossing the stripe, Cameron Hearn will be given the white flag. Final lap, 1 to go, presented by 1 to Go Studios. As Cameron Hearn leading the field, 1.1 seconds in the lead, as the battle between the 193 and the 1 for 3rd on your screen. 3 and the 1 continue to do battle, but it looks like Cameron Hearn will bring it home for the win. As he crosses the line, 1st spot. Slides the corner there through the 1. Smokes it all off. Cameron Hearn wins tonight's event. Let's go to Sweatless while we wreck it all up. All right, that was our full award sponsor, the Sweatless guys. This is the Grid Finder results for the LSRL Wilder Graphics 150. Your race winner, Cameron Hearn. Greg Holt, 2nd. Chandler, 3rd. Garrison, 4th. 5th was Kazi. 6th, Weaver. 7th was Ira Kohlhaas. Hermes Sadler, 8th. 9th, Huffstudler. Frost, 10th. 11th was Anthony Giuliano. Bergani was 12th. Quisenberry 13th. Then Aaron Hearn 10 laps down. Converse 15 downs. Converse Christian 79 laps down. And Ascended 79 laps down. And Cooper 151. I don't think he took the green flag at all. Those 17 cars took to the green flag. And that was your Grid Finder. Find your place on the grid results for the Wilder Graphics 150 at Phoenix Raceway. Try to get looking at our race guys here. Get better view race cars. Get with Harrison Chandler. Harrison Chandler, you're in the booth with Harold Arner, Wendigo Studios, the 193 Autism Awareness car to the third position for the podium. I believe this is your first race with us.
This season, yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm in absolute shock. I'm speechless. I came in, practice was iffy, qualifying I absolutely botched, and I was outside the top 10 the top half of the race. Then the second yellow came out. That happened right in front of me. I was able to avoid it. I took those freshies, and it was the right call because I was able to make my way up to third. That was nice. Pit again, stayed in third. Got past some more incidents, and after that, I mainly stayed top 5 that whole race. And it all came down to that last restart. And at first, I thought, oh no, this ain't good, because Greg really slowed me down in 1 and 2 on that restart. I was like, oh no, but I was able to maintain position, and oh my gosh, third place finish. I cannot believe it. I'm just so thankful. Thanks to everybody, friends and family who believed in me in the past. I'm only 16 years old. I've got autism and Tourette's. It's a dream come true to be on iRacing and compete with drivers daily, pretty much daily. So much fun. Thank you to my parents. They've sacrificed so much for me. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Thanks to you for the broadcasting. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. That was it was a lot of fun from my perspective. And yeah, I guess that's it. It was a ton of fun.
All right. The Harrison Chandler, the 193, puts it in third position. We'll be going to the Super Speedway of Daytona next week. Hope we'll see you back out on the raceway. Maybe have you back up in the interview for another podium.
Hey, I'll definitely be making in more starts. I can't guarantee it being next week, but I can tell you I'm gonna continue this.
Right, that was Harrison Chandler. We'll let you get back to the trailer with your guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
All right, let's try to move up with Greg Holt and try to get his car in a better position here. Gotta see those sponsors. Big thing. Pull him in here. Greg Holt, Harold Darner in the booth, man. 0-3, second place tonight.
Yeah, buddy. Would have liked to have had one more spot, but I'll take second. It was a fun race, man.
So, can you walk me through the last restart? Because I don't know.
I was trying to bait Cameron. I was when we came out of the pits. The one, he snookered me. He hit the brakes so that I would start on the outside lane. But yeah, no. And then we were real close. Me and the one there on that first restart with like 10 to go, and it looked like he ended up dropping down below the things to avoid me when I got loose. I think he got loose and had to go down there.
Yeah,
but yeah, I was trying. I tried to bait Cameron into going, and he just kept waiting, and then it hosed me. That first restart was much better than the second one, that's for sure.
Yeah. Derek Garrison, I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to him and find out, but I think he received an iRacing penalty for dropping below the cones. definitely
It
was
was
down
it's
there.
it makes you yield is all that it is because he
Okay.
was talking about it in the thing. But yeah, he did get it. I mean, it was unfortunate. Nobody, nothing intentional. It's just
So he got one of those road racing calls on an oval track. You have to give that time back.
yes, sir. That's it. Yep, that's what he got. But that was fun. Congratulations to Cameron. He was really quick. I really thought we were going to have a chance at him there, but just not being able to get close enough to him on the restart kind of pooched that. So
You
it's
and
what it
you
is.
and you and Garrison did, because he got off to almost a 6-second lead in that long green we had, and then you guys kept him in your sights throughout the rest of the race. You weren't going to let him get off there again, I think.
Yeah, no, I was just going to try to keep those guys close enough that if it got down to the itty bitty and they were going to start racing, I'd be there to pick up the pieces. But it never came to that. But second place, man, you can't complain. I'll take it.
All right, Greg Holt, who you want to thank before we let you go, man? Daytona next
Uh,
week.
oh yeah, no, I'm excited about that. I'd like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Thanks Lightspeed for putting the show on. Shout out to my boys that have run here with Christian, Jeff, Causey, uh, Brigante, Jimmy, and a shout out to Performance Sim Sport, which is the team that I run for in co-own. So yeah, thanks.
All right, Greg Holt, number 03 in second place for tonight. We'll let you get back to the celebration in the holler. You have a good day. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Cameron Hearn at Plan B sales car right there. Pull him into the booth here. Cameron, man, do I need to get a seat with your name on it? I think I do.
Hey, I'll take anything.
I mean, like right next to the booth, it's like you're always sitting next to me, man. Like you want to co-host? Apparently, you could do it, and you showed in YouTube that you could drive and commentate at the same time.
Well, I just said a couple little words, but yeah.
I'm just impressed that you're able to type, watch YouTube, and drive a race car at 6 seconds in the lead.
And it cost me a little bit, so I learned my lesson to wait for cautions.
All right, well, all right, man. Back in the front with the Plan B sales. You guys had that really, really strong green flag race run there. But the 0-3 and the 1, they weren't going to let you get off to that lead again after we had the that caution midway through the second half of the race.
Yeah, I was trying to save my tires on that last run just a little bit. And then I was like, man, I'm saving, and then I tried to pull away, and I really wasn't pulling away, so I didn't know what I was doing. I completely goofed off the first stint, spun out on my own, which I don't know when the last time I've done that. And I didn't get much practice in. I showed up just for qualifying, and just kind of forgot what the time was, and I've killed my right rear tire. And so then the rest of the race was kind of focused on not doing that again, because once you lose it here, it's gone, and you're just going to fall further and further back.
Definitely a very tough racetrack. It's deceptively big, but definitely all the short track endos are there. If you shave off the tires early, you're going to pay for it later. And the heat on the racetrack probably looked like it was having you guys having to be really careful getting back into the power off of 3.
Yeah, for sure, 3, and even 2. Like if you try to get a good run on the inside of somebody and you kept it low, it'd be really easy to kind of lose the nose and the rear end come around on you. But I'm honestly surprised we didn't have more caution than what we did, because it was a handful to drive.
Well, I was looking at the way you were running the line, like for turn 2, you were all the way down to the cones, and Garrison was actually making some ground up on you, taking not even going below, I guess, where the yellow line or the apron would start. I mean, you were actually cutting down there, and he was staying pretty much on the lowest part of the banking. Not sure if he was just trying, like, coasting the car through the corner, or you were kind of, I guess you're probably doing the old coming off of turn 1 with the little bit of input of the wheel and just carrying it through the corner.
That's right. I saw him. His line, I think even 3 was different. He was driving in really a lot further in than I was, and kind of making it stick. So it's just kind of a cool place where you can run a little bit different lines, and in a race like that. So just glad that bringing it home first. So he was real fast. He was fast all night, and trying to pull up the stats and stuff. I can't see anything.
I got all my stats up. He was the fastest.
Remember?
He had the pole. He was the fastest car until you threw the fast lap up at the
Yeah,
end.
and I want to give out a shout out to Converse. He had some unfortunate like circumstances under caution, got taken out and stuff, but he was real fast all night, and I'd like to kind of race that with him. The past few weeks has kind of been me and him battling up front. So looking forward to next week. Hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah, there were quite a few cars that were quick. Michael Cooper didn't take the laps. I thought because I know he was pretty quick at the Xfinity race earlier in the week, and not sure he had some issues because he didn't take any laps under green at least. But Chandler, the 193 is his first race he's with this season, I guess, and was the hard charger and took third. So he's doing pretty good tonight.
Yeah, Harrison showed some speed end of last season too, so it was good to see him up there. Landon showed some speed as well. I think he got caught up with the incident with Aaron on that late one of those late restarts and stuff. But there's a lot of fast guys. It's just kind of being up front, getting away from that mess.
Always track position helps, and knowing who's around you is another help. You got to know your drivers and what each person does and how they race. Racecraft is kind of more important sometimes than the car, and you guys are running fixed setups, so it's not about the race setup. You're all using the same car for the most part, like that with the kind of the IROC system. Actually, be new because now the young guys are gonna be talking about the SRX series, right?
Yeah, I know it's cool to know that if you get beat, you get beat by somebody with the same stuff, and you also learn a lot by other guys who maybe be faster than you through different stints of the run and what line they're running, and to see how it plays off in the long run.
All right, so it's Cameron Hearn. You're gonna go run down your sponsors before we let you get back to your celebration down in the trailer.
Well, this will be my last race for Plan B. I guess they're kicking me to the curb. So if anybody has a paint scheme they want me to run, I'll run it. So that's just if anybody wants me to advertise for them or do anything, I'll do it. Just give a shout out to all the guys that show up, the admin, you guys with broadcasts. Winna Go Studios. I enjoy watching not just this league, other leagues that you guys do throughout the week. Harold, you do a great job, and just give a shout out to my mom and dad watching, my wife, and just looking forward to keeping up the momentum. Just got to be more consistent. I either feel like I win, come home in second, or finish with a DNF and race for points. You got to make sure you bring it home. So just got to be more consistent and staying out of trouble.
Definitely got to keep the fenders on it and keep it running. As a race car driver, or one of the drivers I played around with the Roush system, Joey Atterbury, there's something about putting the helmet on makes you go fast to the point that you might even wreck the car because you're trying to get to the checker first. So sometimes you got to fight that. Sometimes you got to fight that.
Yeah, I'll put my little virtual headset on. It's like, all right, time to go.
Let's go. That's right. Checkers or wreckers, man. I'm going to the front, or this is going to the trailer. One of the two is going to happen.
That's right. That's right.
Cameron Hearn in the 15 Plan B Sales Wilder Graphics machine. Back to the front, first place. And I said it was good. But I mean, like you were saying with Christian Converse, he was two-time winners, in the last, and now we're going to Daytona next. I think we talked on Xfinity a little bit about that's anybody's game going to a super speedway next week.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Aaron his first win of the season. So you see me, I'll be trying to work with him. So I want to get him a win, and I just got to coach him up and staying out of trouble, staying back at the field, and just making it being patient. He's new to iRacing, new to the league, and relatively, and just got to teach patience. You can't win the race on the first lap. You can definitely lose it.
Definitely size people up, find the corners that they're weak on, and put yourself in a position to make the clean pass. And I was Ernie Sadler. I raced this track in these cars earlier in the season with him, and he ended up winning the race where I was at, and third in that race. And kind of cool seeing Hermie because I knew what he was going to do. He was going to use the tires.
Right.
Because he can make them things run. He made a comment because I was like, if you remember, the old track had coming out of turn 30, you had the pedestrian bridge.
Right.
And I loved that because that told me when I can get back into the gas. It was a good marker for me, And he was like, you need to feel it in your seat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's one of us that has actually driven this track, and it's not me.
That's right.
They had a different advantage. It's always nice seeing Hermie in there, and Andy Dunwoody, one of my buddies, the Black Magic Designs, painted that Virginia's for Lovers request that he had, and kind of cool seeing that paint scheme.
It was. That's right.
All right, Cameron, we'll let you go, man. We'll see you hopefully next Wednesday, and we'll talk again.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. Thanks.
All right, Cameron Hearn, the number 15, your race winner for tonight. We'll send him back. And one more thing we wanted to pull up here as we were talking about the racers here, and biggest mover was Chandler in that 193, 8 positions for third and the most moves from race start to finish. Good job by him. So for Lightspeed Racing League Wilder Graphics Cup Series for One to Go Studios, I'm Harold Darner. Thank you so much for watching tonight's broadcast. We will see you next week at Daytona, same time, back here for round 6. We'll see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go.